The idea now, in 2025 and onward, almost a decade later, playing it again, but now it's for people who know it.
Yeah, they're coming out to see it.
It's a different feeling. There's an electricity when you start this music and people recognize what it is. It's just the best feeling in the world. Hey, I'm Bear McCreary, the composer for God of War.
And I'm Chuck Doud, head of music for Sony Interactive Entertainment.
I wanna paint a picture for you, Chuck. I want to paint a picture for you, Chuck. You and me and Keith Leary and Pete Scaturo are up to our chests in like warm spring water in Iceland.
Blue Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon with the stuff on the nose. Remember this? And we're like sipping drinks. And I remember looking around and like, you know, this crystal blue sky and we're up in a glacier.
And all the rocks, it looked like we were on another planet.
It was incredible. It was like we were in a fantasy world. But I remember thinking in that moment as I'm like sitting back into the bubbling water, I was like, I'm working right now. I'm working on a video game right now. But it was funny because when I think back about my God of War experience, that trip to Iceland is such a huge part of it. And the funny thing is we were there to record this score. So all of the composition had already taken place, which is funny because in my mind, that trip to Iceland is like integrated into the creative experience.
In there. And we had just come off of all those sessions at Air Studio, like with all the music, right? So that was just solely focused on the choir. Yeah,
getting that authentic Icelandic sound, which, why did we go up there again? There was a reason that only Icelandic choirs could do this.
It's the closest thing to modern Norse. Right?
It was the closest thing to Old Norse.
Yeah, Old Norse.
That's what it was.
Old Norse.
The Icelandic language has historically been so geographically isolated that singers there could pronounce Old Norse easier than anywhere else. Listen to some stuff, right? We're gonna listen to some fan covers.
I think we are.
Let's do it.
This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Well, Memories of Mother.
Humming just like Ivor did.
Right.
In the original recording. I love that low Irish whistle that someone's playing. You see the snow?
Yeah. Oh, this is good.
Wow, she's overdubbed herself. Nickel harpa,
right?
Like a real nickel harpa.
Going for it.
She sounds good. This almost sounds like it could just be in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's interesting because it's like a very faithful reinterpretation.
It sure
you know,
is.
And the costume and everything feels, the snow, everything feels great.
Wow.
Hey, great work, Ginger Tail. This is really impressive.
Yeah, fantastic.
Bravo. I was always impressed by the attention to detail that you guys were, I want to say open to, but like insistent upon, right? Like we all were on the same page that we wanted to do this right and create something that would sound
It's got to sound authentic, right? Yeah. And the game deserved all of that level of detail, for sure.
When I've replayed the game and I'm seeing those glaciers, it does feel like when we were in Iceland. It's like it takes me right back, you know. And
that was a great trip.
There is something about that Icelandic choir, and I was borrowing so much from Nordic folk music. Yeah, I feel cold when I hear that music. Yeah, I was just
going to say, there's also, it's not only that it's the closest to the language, but there's an energy, right, that they have there that definitely comes across when they're singing, right?
Yeah.
It's just, there's something about it, you can't describe it, but it's just different. It makes you feel different.
Yeah, and we worked with other players from that region playing nickel harpa and Hardinger fiddle and hurdy-gurdy and all of that. I love that they brought their cultural heritage, their musical heritage to the score because it's not something you can really fake. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And yet our job was to synthesize all this into into a fantasy story. I mean, at the end of the day, this is not a documentary about Nordic folk music, you know, but I felt really proud of the fact that all these authentic singers and instrumentalists worked so closely with us.
And I think when the music and all the production does its job, it just actually seamlessly blends in with the game experience, right? So people almost don't really they're not aware of all of that, right? But when they're playing it and they're feeling it, like they just know that it's all real, right? And there's been just a lot of care that's gone into it.
All right, Tario Shakuhachi, let's check this out. Beautiful.
Wow.
His vibrato is really good.
That's not an easy instrument to play either.
No.
You could put this right in the game.
In the game, I feel like I'm meditating.
Right?
You know, those baths where you meditate. You know.
Yeah.
Or I'm doing the haiku.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great job, Tario. Really. Thank you.
Bravo. Really impressive.
But while you were sharpening your sword, do you know how I prepared for today?
I love that you said that, because to me, what you've just described is almost like the PlayStation ethos.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're describing that, and the first thing I thought actually wasn't God of War, was Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Where when I play that game, the music combined with the visuals are just taking me away to this other place. Is that something you guys like actively think about when you're producing the music and picking composers?
Yeah, we absolutely always think about that. Yeah, it's really important. I mean, you know enough about the PlayStation games. Like, there's a certain quality bar that we want to hit, right? So,
but you can have high quality music that doesn't have that authentic voice, right? So be more specific. It's not just quality.
But that is part of the quality, right?
Yeah.
It's the quality of authenticity, right?
Yeah.
The fact that, it's not only about finding the right composer for the project, right? And it's more than just also aligning with what the game creators want to tell, right? And understanding the story, right? It's like, okay, well, the music's going to help tell the story, and the music is going to live in this world, right? So in order to authentically live in the world, we've got to get out and make sure that we get the right production for that, right?
Yeah.
And we literally go all over the world, right, to work with musicians and singers and recording studios and recording engineers to deliver that, right? And to really partner with composers like yourself, right?
Well, the composer's job is, I think, to take all those story elements from the creative team, the narrative team, the director, work with you guys on the creative and on the technical. How do we get this vibe into a piece of music that gets into the game? It really is a tremendous collaboration that creates something that at the end of the day feels so seamless. I genuinely think most people have no idea how much work it takes.
No.
You know what I mean? Just to like have a level where you walk in and it feels right, and then you go over there, and then you have this experience, and the music is shifting
seamlessly shifting, right?
You're
really, I mean, because and I think that's one of the things with video games is you're scoring the experience of the player, right? So if you're watching a TV or a film, right, you're basically, the music is scoring whatever you're watching up on screen. But like this music is scoring even if it's a third perspective, third person, like that wall comes down immediately, and all of a sudden, like, it's you in there, like you are Kratos.
Totally.
Right.
Maytree. All right.
PlayStation sound effect acapella.
Here we go. No way! Get out.
Holy cow.
That's impressive. Oh my God. We're gonna get them all.
Whoa.
Wow. That one takes me back. Nicely done. You see how they're kind of moving too? They're feeling
amazing.
it. This is so impressive.
They're wearing blue.
I know, this is... Wow. This
All
is a
right,
lot.
sign these guys up.
Wow. Wow, we've got PSP2. Bravo.
Great job.
Wow, that was a surprise.
That was awesome.
That was really cool, yeah.
Now, you are ready.
Did want to go back and tell one story. My last story, I promised. All right, so I remember telling Corey that like, that's my dream. I want to feel like there's a little conductor back there, right? Well, when we announced this game in 2016 at the Shrine Auditorium at E3,
It was great.
we started with this live orchestra. I walked out and played music that no one had ever heard before. The new theme for God of War. Curtain goes up. Corey starts playing a game
Live.
while I am the conductor. I'm the conductor watching Corey play, cueing a live orchestra. Corey's living my dream. He's literally living my dream. Afterward, backstage, I would go, Corey, you just had the best game music experience anyone will ever have.
And that's never happened before either, right? Remember all the rehearsals that we did to pull that off?
Yes,
Right?
that had never happened before, and in my experience, nothing like that has happened since. And the funny thing was that it's being able to do that for Corey, for the audience that was there to announce God of War, not only with a performance of this music, but really to show that we're playing it live. And I'm looking up there, and Corey's like this, you know, to the audience, he's playing this game. I also know he's thinking like,
Working with that in net, right?
yes, exactly. I hope this build doesn't crash in front of 10 million people.
I am so sorry.
Your deer is getting away.
Yes, sir.
I mean, what an incredible moment.
Yeah, it
but
really
in a
was.
weird way, it sort of set, I think, it set a bar for my career in a way that, like, this music. But when you guys started that announcement with the music, with a curtain down, you were telling God of War fans that, like, the first thing we want you to experience is this music.
Absolutely.
Then we're going to introduce the characters and then show you the comment and all that stuff. I mean, that is really extraordinary.
Yeah.
And it wasn't lost on me how lucky I was to get to be in that position. All right, Jillian Aversa up with Horizon. Wow.
She's got a full video.
Dude, she looks the part, sounds amazing. On location.
On location. Oh, she sounds great.
Incredible. Half expecting a robot dinosaur to walk out there and attack her. Yeah. Oh, incredible vocal range.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, really impressive. Wow, that she's got the bow.
Beautiful harmonies.
Yeah.
Right?
Impressive vocal range. Those top notes.
right?
And then the lower harmonies and the verses there. So rich. Sounds great.
Wow.
And the costume, A+.
Right.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Jillian, that was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the E3 concert back in 2016, right? Because that for us, we came out of that, and in no small way, I mean, that was really like an inspiration for us to think, wow, like if we just did a larger version of that, I think we'd have really something special on our hands here. Right?
I
and
felt
that idea just kept percolating for years and years and years. And then we finally got to the point where we're at now. We're just like, I think, it's time for PlayStation to get out there and start to do a concert of our music.
It definitely felt like the prototype of something else.
Yeah.
I remembered thinking as I was up there conducting, and I felt the roar of the crowd getting to experience these visuals and experience the live music. And we're all doing it in the room together. There was this adrenaline rush. And then at the end, I'm not gonna lie, Chuck, it was a little bittersweet because I was like, it's over, right?
Yeah.
And how lucky for those people in the Shrine Auditorium in 2016.
Yeah.
But in a way, it's been viewed tens of millions of times since then, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Watching it on YouTube is not the same
No.
as being in that room.
Being alive, yeah.
So I thought it was always something that I sort of hoped would become an experience more fans or gamers could experience. So I'm really excited to be a part of this because I feel like we are taking the kernel of that idea and just expanding it into something even better.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the fans too, right? Because this concert from the ground up was really designed for our fans.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's video game concerts have been around for a long time, right? And it's a great way to connect with the music. It's a great way to connect with the experience that people had when they were playing the games. And the same goes for TV and film as well, right? So, but we decided to enter this space and we thought, all right, well, we want to honor all of that, right? Because there's a lot of that that's working, but we thought we could enter this space in a new way and offer something unique, which is what we're doing. But it's also just a great live show, right? I mean, like, it's great if you're familiar with the IPs and you know all the music, but you don't need to be. Like, if you'd love to go out, to your point, and see live music, right? See a spectacle, like,
spectacle.
This is it,
yeah,
right? I mean, like, we've got some of the most amazing music out there from some of our biggest games, performed by just incredible musicians from all over the world, right? And then you add all the visual components to it. I mean, people are just going to be immersed in the music, in the games, in the characters, in a way that they just haven't experienced before.
The music takes you away. I mean, I know I've used that description about game music before when I play Ghost of Tsushima. I'm hearing this and I'm being transported. Horizon, I'm being taken into this fantasy future world that has this primitive and advanced technology. You can just hear that in the music. Yeah. And in Last of Us. I mean, I'm in this desolate place.
Grounds you, right? You're in it.
Immediately.
You're in it.
And I think if you've played these games, you have this augmented experience. But even if you haven't played all the games, the music is like designed by all of these composers, myself included, to viscerally and immediately take you somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the ability to put all these sort of into one concert experience and then work with world-class musicians and share it with people who love this music, it's a really unique experience, man.
Well, I mean, and you've got experience touring now too, so there's different ways that you can go and do a video game concert, right? Like, you can do ones where you don't do many of them and you work with local orchestras and you have like a big orchestra on stage. That kind of limits to the people that you can bring it to, right? There's a limit to that. You could tour and use local orchestras. That can work in big markets. It gets risky a little bit in secondary markets. And ultimately what we want to do is we also want to guarantee the quality of the experience, right? Yeah. So what we decided to do is actually put a touring band together, right? That literally goes out on the road. We're going to do a run of probably 90 shows here across the US. We're going to be back in Europe in the spring, to do the show. Yeah.
No, it's incredible because people are seeing a curated experience with musicians that are playing the show again and again. And you get to sort of fine-tune that experience.
You get to fine-tune it, and the end, the band gets to know each other, right? You know that now, you've been out on the road, right?
Man.
So
there's that
people start to vibe with each other, and there's that energy on stage, and that exchange of energy with the crowd, right? Yeah. So
well, that experience is that exchange of energy with the crowd is one of the things that I love so much about going to concerts.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what I love about being on stage.
I think most of us do, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And there is something really unique about being able to bring together people that love these games, because I have found that people that love these games love the music in these games, even if they don't know it.
No, you're right.
Right? Like, even if you don't think about soundtracks, if you've played Last of Us and you hear 2 seconds of that music, you're taken there immediately. And that's the power of game music. I think
I agree. And you just made me think of something too, is you're also out there with your community. Like when you're showing up for the show, like you're out there, right?
Yeah.
With everybody else. You're like, man, I love this game. I love this music, right? I mean,
Look, if I could...
you're kind of there with your peeps experiencing this thing live.
And if there's, I mean, the gaming community is so well knit and passionate, but they don't get together often.
Yep.
That part of it, that being in the same space, right? It's like the one aspect of the gaming community that is underdeveloped.
And what better way to bring people together than with music, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because we can all take part in it.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
And all enjoy it and all have our own emotional reactions to it, but the communal reaction to it. Triforce Films doing I Am Astrobot.
Triforce Films.
Acapella. This is interesting. No way. No way.
These guys.
Yeah.
He's even dressed the part.
This sounds like the synths Kenny uses.
Kenny is going to love this. Kenny, if you haven't heard this, you got to check it out. He's got everything.
It just makes me feel like I'm playing the game, man. It takes me back.
So creative.
Like, I'm curious, what is it about each game that makes it, featured on the console? What is it about that
kind of what
music?
I was saying earlier, right? So there's been a lot of best of video game concerts out there, right? We're just kind of going through maybe like the history.
Yeah.
There's also just single IP runs where we're just going there just to listen to the music from that. That's all great, right? But we wanted to do something different, right? So we took 4 of, I think, some of our biggest IPs, like God of War and Horizon and The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima. So we thought, let's give people like a little deeper dive into this. Instead of just playing like the main theme or playing 1 or 2 cues, let's really create just like a curated, walkthrough experience, right? Sort of like of the best of that, right? Mm-hmm. But then there's also a lot of other music out there, right? Like Helldivers or Austin Wintory's Journey, right?
Yeah.
So Uncharted, right?
Yeah.
So I
can't imagine
right?
a PlayStation
right?
concert
I mean,
without
right?
those
So
things.
so people also want to hear this, right? So I mean, there's always going to be music that's probably left out, but I guarantee you folks are going to be thrilled with what they hear in this show, right? And like I said, we're designing it for our fans, right? From the ground up, this was built to what would they want to see? What would we want to see as fans?
All right, harpist KT doing The Last of Us. Wow. It's funny because it's like Last of Us via God of War.
Yeah,
there's like something sort of there's something fantastical about it.
And the harp's one of the only instruments where you can cover the melody, you can cover the harmony, you can keep the rhythm going, that and probably the piano.
Yep. But this still honors the spirit of Gustavo's performance with these plucked instruments, these plucked strings.
This had to be a lot of work for her as well, to create an arrangement just based on the harp, to cover all the instruments.
Do you know what's interesting? The same material in an instrument that's bigger, that I'm used to associating with orchestral music, it doesn't feel as bleak.
No.
Isn't that weird? It's like the same notes, the same chords, but in this context, there's something more beautiful and uplifting.
A little brighter.
About, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a little more welcoming. Well, let's talk about Last of Us, right? One of the things that's fascinating about Last of Us is not the spectacle and scale and grandeur that God of War, pretty much all the other games
It's a lot
have.
more intimate.
It's intimate.
Yeah.
So talk to me about translating that experience to the concert. What can fans expect when they come to PlayStation in concert?
Well, I think that's one of the strengths of the show, right? Because there are going to be parts where it is bigger spectacle, right? And we're taking advantage of all the visual elements that we have, right? We have like the transparent scrims in front of the stage. We have all the lights. We have the massive LED screen, right? And that's good, but you also can't have a whole show full of that, right? It's just like writing a music score, we need dynamics, right? We need ups and downs. And I think The Last of Us really gives us an opportunity to just really get down and close, with the people in the audience, right? I mean, like, you come out like with the Ron Rocco, right, playing that amazing theme from Gustavo, right? Like, you could hear a pin drop, right? Like everybody. It doesn't matter how many people are out there. It could be 10,000 people in the audience, and everyone's like tuned in right there.
Yep.
Right. So
I love
I
the
think
intimacy.
that's the power of that score as well.
Yeah,
right.
That's fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to being able to experience that score in particular, because I just admire all the restraint and just the pathos that Gustavo puts in these singular notes. Every single note is
you can
magical.
hear. I mean, with Gustavo, his music, his soul just comes out, right?
Yeah.
So in everything that he does,
it's sort of
amazing.
incredible how
we're lucky.
Yeah,
Right?
how effectively and efficiently he's able to just put his like DNA stamp on a piece of music.
And with that main theme, like, he just really captured lightning in a bottle with that
Big
one,
time.
right? I mean, it's like instantly iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, little V, show us what you got.
Wow. All right.
Oh man, yeah. This theme was made for rock guitar.
Totally, man. It sounds great. I fully approve of the props. What's this guy's name again?
This is fun. Little V.
Little V. Little V, I approve of the props. A+.
Here we go.
Yeah. Oh my God. See, the thing is,
Playing drums and bass.
it's funny, but it sounds awesome, Chuck. It actually sounds great.
right?
You know? Sounds
Once
really
again,
good.
like, it sounds great as a rock track, right?
Totally.
Great job, Lil V.
Bravo.
Welcome to the third place.
PlayStation 2! The third place!
So I was recently with my kid replaying all the God of War games.
Right.
And I'm noticing from God of War 2005 onward, an increasing number of names I know
Right.
in the credits.
Yeah,
But in that first one, there's your name. Chuck Doud, God of War 2005. And I was like, dang, Chuck has been a part of God of War since, I'm staring at your name. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking, you have been working now at PlayStation. You've got a credit in the first God of War, and you're still here. What does it feel like to sort of, you are a part of the PlayStation's history here.
Yeah, it's funny to think about it like that. But yeah, God of War was one of those games when it came out. I mean, it just reverberated across the industry, right? I mean, you need a great game to be a vehicle for a great score, right?
Yeah.
And we had that both. But internally, and I think across the industry, like, that score was a milestone, like, for the game industry. And we had a lot of people then, like, looking to get that quality of an experience from a video game score. Like, in our team, still at the process of building out the team at that time, it was really inspirational, right? And it really drove us to figure out how we can bring even more to video game music, right? Bringing on, bigger budgets for production, right? Really, really going after whatever composers we thought were like the best fit creatively, like for the game.
Did you at that time though, were you thinking like, in 20 years, I'll still be talking about this, and people will still be listening to this music?
I don't think any of us do when we're doing that, right? You're really just like in the moment. You're focused on creating like whatever we need to create. Pulling whatever team we need to pull together to create that.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because sometimes when people ask me about the legacy of my contributions to God of War, or other games, films, TV shows, I always think like, you never think about that when you're in the trenches. You're telling a story, you're making a game, you're collaborating with people. It's really only later that you can look back on something and realize the legacy that it has. And I think that PlayStation in concert is one of those moments, at least for me, where I'm looking back, realizing that I've made a contribution to PlayStation's legacy that, seems to really resonate with people, and that it's honestly kind of overwhelming, because at the time I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah.
I was just trying to like tell this really inspiring story.
Yeah.
So it's very moving.
Yeah, we're really fortunate at PlayStation because we have so many talented developers, right? And a lot of what we do is character narrative driven games, right?
Yeah.
And you really can't have that experience without music. Like imagine God of War without your music in it, right? So what it does for us and all the composers and musicians that we work with, it inspires everybody, right? We have these amazing creators that have a story to tell, right? And music's going to help tell that story, right? And to your point, like 20 years later, right? However far down the line we go, we have this incredible catalog of work, right? And our goal initially is to create a great experience when you're playing the game, but we also want the music to make an emotional connection. And ideally, if everybody's doing their job, this music lives on when you're done playing the game. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. Like this music has a life on its own, like it has meaning, right? And now we can actually put together a show like PlayStation, the concert, and share it all over the world. This concert is, you know what, it's a celebration, right? I mean, honestly, when I think about it, it's a celebration of our fans, it's a celebration of the music, it's a celebration of our games. So people should come out and see the show and celebrate, right? That's why they should go to this show.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
I think no one has ever regretted going to a concert. They only regret not going. You're going to regret it if you don't go to PlayStation in concert. All right, you guys don't want to miss this. Go to PlayStation.com/theconcert. Tickets are available now.